One of the best things about food photography is the amazing array of colors available in food. But capturing those colors isn't always easy. In this video, we'll talk about why color is so important in food photography and how to get the most accurate color in your images. Good day to all of you. I hope you're doing well, and thanks for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is about food photography. We talk about tips, tricks, a little gear, and a few recipes thrown in for good measure. If that's something that excites you, I suggest hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified as I release future videos. When it comes to food photography, color is one of the most important elements. A beautiful dish with vibrant colors can make all the difference in capturing the viewer's attention and making them want to try the food. But why is color so important in food photography? Well, for starters, color has a powerful psychological impact on our emotions and our appetites. Certain colors can evoke feelings of hunger, excitement, or even nostalgia. For example, warm colors like red, orange, and yellow are often associated with feelings of excitement and energy, which can make a dish look more appetizing. Another reason why color is so important in food photography is that it can help create a sense of balance and harmony in the image. From a more practical viewpoint, color in food photography has a level of familiarity to the viewer. Everyone has seen a beautiful red bowl of strawberries and brightly colored herbs like basil or cilantro. If those colors aren't represented correctly in your image, it can come off as amateurish and take away from the credibility of your photo. But capturing the correct colors of food in a photograph is not always easy and requires an understanding of a concept called white balance. White balance is extremely important in photography and can have a big impact on the overall look and feel of your images. Essentially, white balance refers to the color balance of an image, or how the colors in that photo are perceived by the viewer. When we look at a scene with our eyes, our brains automatically adjust to the lighting conditions and balances the color instantly. However, when you take a photo with the white balance set to auto, the camera doesn't always get it right. Depending on your light source, which could be natural light or fluorescent lights or even incandescent light, the colors in a photo can appear warmer, meaning they're more yellow or orange than they actually were when you took the photo, or they can be cooler as well, meaning more blues or greens than they actually were. White balance is the process of correcting these color shifts so that the whites in the photo appear true to life. For example, if you're taking photos in a room with incandescent lighting, the photo may have a yellowish cast to it. If you're using natural daylight, that can sometimes impart more of a bluer tone to your image. By adjusting the white balance, you can remove this color cast and make the photo look more natural. Most digital cameras have a range of presets, such as daylight, cloudy, tungsten, that you can use based on your lighting conditions. These presets are defined by a Kelvin score, which is used in lighting to measure color temperature, but that's a topic for a whole other video. And finally, you can use custom white balance settings by using a white card and setting the white balance manually in your camera. This is something you'll want to consult your camera's user manual for. If you go that route, just make sure the light doesn't change while shooting. It's like going from natural light and then the clouds come in, they block your light. That will change the color of your light. Lastly, if you're comfortable with it, you can just adjust the balance, the white balance afterwards in post-processing with softwares like Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop, as long as you're shooting in your camera's native RAW format. So what does that mean? A RAW image file, if your camera supports it, is a selection you can make in the settings menu when deciding on the image quality. Usually, this section allows you to choose between different JPEG formats like fine, standard, and basic. If RAW is an option there, then your camera supports it. Some camera brands will even allow you to capture both a RAW file and a JPEG file with just one click of the shutter, giving you the best of both worlds with a file you can quickly share, being the JPEG, and a larger file for editing later on. In this image here, I was shooting in late afternoon on a bright sunny day. I had the camera set to auto white balance. Notice the cool blue cast of the first image. It's fine and it's usable, but it wasn't what I wanted. Since I was shooting in a RAW format, I was able to correct the color to be more accurate after the fact. We chose to shoot in the afternoon this day because we wanted to have a warmer look to the image. When shooting in RAW in that format setting, your camera captures an uncompressed and unprocessed digital image file that contains all of the data captured by the camera sensor. Other image files like JPEGs, they compress or process the image data to some extent, leaving editing those files much more limited because so much of the data is already baked in. A RAW file, on the other hand, that preserves all of the original data. When you take a photo in RAW, the camera saves the data exactly as it was captured, including all of the colors, the tones, and all the details that were exposed to the center. This means that RAW files contain much more data than the other image file formats. That can give you a lot more flexibility when it comes to editing your photos in software like Adobe Lightroom by allowing you to manipulate the color balance as you see fit. This means you can correct the white balance after you've taken the photo. Really handy for food photographers. And as great as RAW files are, they do have a few drawbacks. For one, because they capture so much more data, they're a much larger file size and can fill up your memory card in a hurry. And the second drawback is that RAW files do require much more editing on a computer to get that image you want. If that's not something you're comfortable with yet, you may want to stick with JPEGs. But you want to make sure that you're setting your white balance for the correct situation to get the most accurate colors. So I would recommend using at least a white or a gray card. Hope this video has been helpful in explaining the importance of color in your food photography and how to achieve that color in your own images. If so, hitting the like button would really be much appreciated, as it lets YouTube know that someone else may find value in this content as well. Thanks again for watching, happy shooting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.